Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Roundup. That is YMBToAP on Fridays, if you're unfamiliar. Today is May 31st, and you might be wondering, where the heck is Robert? Just me this week. Robert will be back very soon. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into it, because I don't have any actual movies to tell you guys about. Surprisingly, there were no movies this week. And that's from the mouth of Robert and from the mouth of me. I mean, he told me movies suck this week. Don't tell him about movies. And I was like, surely there must be something. He must be hiding in the background. No, movies suck this week. There's nothing coming out on Blu-ray. There's no exciting collectibles releasing. I couldn't find anything in theaters that looked exciting. So we're just going to talk about some video games, and then I'm going to get into some records as well. So first, let's talk about Steam Open World Survival Crafting Fest. If you've been following YMBToAP for a long time, you know that this is something that is near and dear to my heart. I love open world survival crafting. It's one of my favorite genres. I have a lot of games in this genre, and I tend to play a lot of them. I'm still looking for the one that will keep me forever and ever. I always go back to State of Decay 2, still waiting on State of Decay 3, no updates there, of course. But anyway, if you want to get into the open world survival crafting, right now is a really good time because there are so many games on sale, so many. I was surprised to see the amount. I know that one that Robert has been recommending to me for a very long time, Days Gone, that one is on sale for 75% off, meaning that it's only $12.49. So I think I'll jump on that now. It's open world survival crafting, it's zombies, it's Sam Witwer. How could you go wrong? There's motorcycles. Of course I want to play it. So that is Open World Survival Crafting Fest, going on now through June 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you want to get some games, I would hop on that pretty quickly because that'll be gone before you know it. Next thing I want to talk to you about is a game called Humanity, and you may be looking at this wondering, are we talking about this one? We've seen this before. And you're correct, we have seen this before. So Humanity is a 2023 puzzle platforming game. It was developed by THA Ltd and published by Enhance Games. So in this game, you're playing as a little Shiba Inu, like a little doggy, and you control this huge crowd of humanity, and you're trying to get them to, go to different places to solve a puzzle. I am just really intrigued by this game. I don't know the whole mechanics behind it. I think it's probably it's got a ton of puzzles in it, and it's probably a good time suck. I feel like I could really get into this one. But the reason we're talking about it again today, it was originally released back in May 2023 for PS4 and 5 and on PC. But as of yesterday, May 30th, it's now on Xboxes One, Series X, and S. So I'm kind of hoping this one's on Game Pass as well. I'm going to look into it and see. But I feel like Humanity is in my future. Next one I want to tell you about is a little game called Tokyo Psychodemic. So this one kind of came up out of nowhere. It's really unique in the way that you play it. So it's like a 2D visual novel. You're playing as a detective who, it takes place in a global pandemic that occurs at the end of 2019. So I'm like, that's a choice that you guys made stylistically. But so it's at the end of the pandemic when things are going back to the new normal. And as the world is kind of shifting back to things, there's these paranormal deaths that are happening. So you, as the investigator, are tasked with finding out what the heck is going on. And you play as a 2D person. I don't think this is the main detective in the game. I found a lot of different sprites of different, characters and stuff. This one I like the look of it because you can really see kind of one of the more unique aspects of the game, which is that it's 2D characters, so anime characters in the front, and then you have 3D environments that you're going around, real environments that were videos taken in real life. So I think it's very unique. So you're reviewing actual security camera footage and trying to figure out what was going on, how was the victim behaving at the time of the crime. You can see what happened directly before and after, and you're just tasked with figuring out why all these crimes are happening. So I think this one's really exciting. It is $54.99, so kind of a heftier price tag, and I believe this one is only on Steam. I'm gonna have to look into where it came out actually, because I forgot to write that part down. But It looks like a good one. I want to play this one because I love visual novels and I love mysteries. So this one just looks like a lot of fun and it's very unique. Tokyo Psychodemic. All right, so the next game I want to tell you about is Destiny 2, and I can't believe there is still new content for Destiny 2. This is the 10th year of content for this whole franchise. It's their 8th expansion, which is totally wild. Like, they just keep on making them, y'all. It's kind of amazing. So Destiny 2, the final shape, is coming out on June 4th. And so in this one, it is, let's see, it was originally going to be released in February of 2024, but they had to delay it a little bit. But now it's out. So the final shape is going to be about the player's guardian, and the guardian is like seeking out the major villain from the franchise, who's called the Witness. And last we saw the Witness, they disappeared through a portal on the surface of the Traveler at the very end of Lightfall, which was the last expansion. So one of the coolest things I think about this new expansion is that you have your subclasses for dark and for light. You have different kind of super moves that you can use for both of those. But this one is adding a new subclass called Prismatic. So in Prismatic class, you're going to be able to combine light and darkness abilities and use them in tandem, which I think is so cool and unique and fun. I'm really excited to see how that goes. There's also a bunch of new content just all over the game. So new missions, new PvE, new PvP. They got a lot of new gear and weapons and a whole new raid, actually. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening over in Destiny 2. If you've been out of the game for a while, maybe you're thinking, I want to jump back in. Now is as good a time as any. There's never not going to be content for Destiny. So also, unlike prior years, this one is not going to follow the seasonal model where they're dividing the content into like 4 seasonal offerings typically. So for this one, they're going to be doing 3 larger episodes, and each of the episodes are going to be standalone experiences that are each divided into 3 acts. So it seems like they're doing a lot more for it now. And it just talks about like the aftermath of all the goings on in the lore right now. I just like the guy in the background, like those cool owl eyes. Don't know what's going on there, but I'm enjoying it. The aesthetic of this one is very nice. So that's Destiny 2, and that's kind of it for video games right now. But as promised, let's talk about a couple of records that I'm excited about. So this one I just think is so pretty. It's this nice lavender color, and so it's from a game called Melatonin. I'd not heard of this game, but it's something I'm really interested in. So Melatonin is about the relationship between the dreams we have while we're sleeping and the experiences we go through in our waking hours, and just the relations between that, I guess. So it's a rhythm game, which I don't typically jive with rhythm games because I don't have a lot of rhythm, but this one sounds interesting and different. So unlike a traditional rhythm game where it's just like the UI that you're interacting with and like hit the beat when the UI thing comes up, now you're trying to like stay on beat with the animations that are happening with your character and with the world around you. So there's just like cool animations and sound cues and stuff that you're trying to follow, and it sounds like a good time. But this is just the soundtrack for it, which I have to imagine if it's a rhythm game, it's gonna be a good one. This is from the people at Half Asleep Games. They're the ones who created Melatonin. And this record is up for pre-order right now. So it's shipping Q2, and it is going to be $42.99 if you want to get in on this one. I just think it's really pretty. I like the style of like the lo-fi chill beats to study to kind of vibes. And then it's got those gorgeous lavender records with, I like the symbols in the middle. So you have one with the sun and one with the moon. And the fact that like the O in Melatonin is the circle for the record, I just like that. I think it's neat. It's a fun touch. So that's Melatonin. Check it out if you are so inclined. Next one and final one I want to talk about is Frog Detective. So I talked about Frog Detective, I believe, on our main show, YMBToAP. You must be thinking of another podcast. I talked about when I played Frog Detective, and I played 1 through 3, and this LP actually covers 1 through 3 as well, so that's fantastic. It's just a 1-disc LP, 1 record LP, and I don't know the track listing, but I feel like there were just a couple of songs in each of the games. The games are not very long. They're maybe 2 hours at best. And they were just really cute detective games. Like, they're kind of designed to be a family-friendly noir style thing, and it's mostly just kind of fetch quest stuff. So, like, this lobster has the thing that the monkey wants, but in order to get the lobster to give you the thing the monkey wants, you have to go talk to the crocodile and get whatever he has, and then go give it to the lobster, and then give that thing to the monkey, and so on and so forth, until you're opening up caves and getting stuff that you need and all that. So the actual LP, I just love the quote that they have from the website. So these are both from I Am 8-Bit. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the quote that they have on this one is, "It's packed with howling saxophones, spine-tingling staccatos, and all sorts of mysterious, moody blues," which I think is wonderful. So this soundtrack is done by Dan Golding, who actually did the music also for Untitled Goose Game. So if you're familiar with that, you kind of know what his over is like. And I really I love the music from Untitled Goose Game. I love the music from Frog Detective. I think it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like jazz. So, I mean, it's kind of it's really a tribute to the noir genre, but with this kind of, I don't know, kidsy, cutesy stuff thrown in for fun. So this one is in pre-order right now, but it's actually not shipping until Q4. So I guess you have some time to think on whether you want the Frog Detective. It's only $32.99. I think this is a really cute one to add to your collection. I just really love the green also. Like, the actual disc is so wonderfully green, so froggy. And the back cover art is just really cute. At the end of each Frog Detective game, everyone celebrates by a dance party. So it's kind of a recreation of that. And they all do this like fun noodly dance. So if you're into noir stuff, if you want an easy, chill detective game, I highly recommend Frog Detective. And that is all of the content I've got for you today over at the Friday Roundup. Kind of a short one. Robert will be back very shortly. Go ahead and send him some love on social media. And don't forget that we are brought to you by StreamYard. My goodness, with Puddles the Duck, how could I forget? Puddles is my buddy, he's my pal. StreamYard is really a good platform for when you're wanting to create content with multiple users. If you want to have slides that you can share, I used a new slide function in this one that has, you can upload PDFs and whatever and talk about them. You can have up to 10 people on here at once, and you can interview people. You can stream to a bunch of different platforms. So if you're a creator and you're looking for a service to use to create, StreamYard is the one. But that is all I've got for you here today on Friday Roundup. I hope you found something that you liked. I hope you enjoyed your time, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.